They claim their labors are to build a heaven, yet their heaven is populated with horrors. Perhaps the world is not made. Perhaps nothing is made. A clock, not a craftsman. It's too late. Always has been. Always will be. Too late.
Mr. President, the Soviets have moved their tanks just short of the Afghan border. They're testing us to see if we manufactured Dr. Manhattan's disappearance to coax a move out of them.
How soon can we be ready for a preemptive strike?
2 days.
We have a 54% chance of wiping out the entire USSR before they get their missiles airborne. Assuming conservative projections of how many Soviet warheads we destroy beforehand, we'll lose all of the East Coast.
The last gasp of the Harvard establishment. Let's see them think their way out of fission.
With anticipated wind patterns, the fallout drift could head south. Mexico would catch the worst of it. Most of the Farm Belt might remain unaffected.
Not so bad. All things considered.
Mr. President, what would you like to do?
Take us to DEFCON 2. Begin fueling the bombers. Dr. Manhattan has 2 days. After that, humanity is in the hands of the higher authority of the mind. Let's just hope he's on our side.
Without Dr. Manhattan around to bully the Russians into peace, Mr. Veit, people are going to need good old-fashioned energy to rely on. You can understand. The world can't just quit on oil and nuclear power or cold turkey. You'll dismantle our entire economy overnight.
You're right, Lee. And why free energy? Well, free is just another word for socialist. We might just have to make a public inquiry into any past communist affiliations you might have had.
Mr. Iacocca, gentlemen, I respect your position and what you've accomplished as captains of industry. I do. You want to know my past? Okay, happily. It's a matter of public record that by 17, both my parents were dead, leaving me alone. I guess you could say I've always been alone. I mean, they say I'm the smartest man in the world, but the truth is I've often felt stupid at being unable to relate to anyone. Well, anyone living, that is. The only person with whom I felt any kinship died 300 years before the birth of Christ, Alexander of Macedonia, or Alexander the Great, as you know him. His vision of a united world was, well, it was unprecedented. I needed to match his accomplishments, and so I resolved to apply antiquity's teachings to our world today, and so began my path to conquest. Conquest not of men, but of the evils that beset them. Fossil fuels, oil, nuclear power are like a drug, and you gentlemen, along with foreign interests, are the pushers.
Now listen.
No. You listen. The world will survive, and it deserves more than you've been able to provide. So let's cut to it, shall we? Privately, I'm worth more than all of your corporations combined. I can buy and sell you 3 times over, which is something you should factor into your decision should you choose to make our disagreement public. I think you know the way out. Gentlemen.
The toy people want to talk to you about some new villains for the Ozymandias line. Seems all the old villains are dead.
Mr. Veit?
I think I have some ideas.
Mr. Veit, I think we got off on the wrong foot.
poison capsule. Don't bite down, you son of a bitch. Who sent you? I want a name. Give me a name!
Suicide pill.
Potassium cyanide. Guy was dead before he hit the ground.
Thanks, hon. Then Rorschach was right.
This wasn't some lone nut. It's an organization. Well-funded, well-equipped.
But who would want to kill us now?
I don't know. But it's not safe out here. So, no word from John?
No.
Well, listen, why don't you come stay with me?
Oh, no, that's sweet, but I wouldn't want to impose.
Oh, no. Think of it as doing me a favor. I wouldn't have to worry about you being out there.
Okay.
Rorschach's Journal, October 21st, 1985. On 43rd and 7th, saw Dryburg and Jupiter leaving diner. They didn't know me without my mask. An affair. Did she break Manhattan's heart to engineer his exile? Make room for Dryburg? Does Manhattan even have a heart to break? Veidt's assassin was a local lowlife named Roy Chess. At his apartment, I found clues. Seems he worked at Pyramid Transnational. I've seen the logo before.